As it's said by Vijay as well as Harshita, I have been very much associated with Srinivas and AI Idea, and also I am very much a part of ICR fraternity. So I'm so happy to be part of this program, and I just have a very small presentation. I thought I'll do
Please,
that,
ma'am.
and then
Yeah.
it's easy to go ahead
Yeah.
with.
Sure, ma'am. Yeah.
So, as it has been said, like I am heading this Agri Innovate India Limited, where we do technology commercialization for our entire NAS system. But today I thought I'll speak about the Birac Big for agri and allied sectors and how it is useful and how we can say it is almost like when you're in Birac, it's sky is the limit. So very briefly, like anyone who wants to start this agri business and run a successful venture, it's like entering a maze. You have to have an innovative idea, and then you think that you can do everything by yourself. But what I just wanted to highlight on this is the path to success is very well defined. But unless you know where you are, it's very difficult if you have to do it on your own. So you need to have institutional support. You need to understand the regulatory framework. You need to understand what is the complementarity or competition which is existing. And only when you crack the exact path, then only you can be a successful entrepreneur. Having said that, I thought I should also give you a little bit glimpse of what kind of things are which are available, especially after COVID. We went through a lot of slum, and we couldn't. So many startups helped in bridging the agri sector, linking the chain, agri value chains. But after that, post COVID or during COVID, government has announced huge funding facilities for encouraging enterprises, especially startups and small enterprises. So I am not going into that, but this presentation also can be shared. You can see like 1 lakh crore for development support, or for 10,000 crore scheme for micro food enterprises, developing state-specific cluster-based approach, 20 crore for fisheries sector, or 500 crores for vegetables, fruits and vegetable related sector. To take any sector, huge funding is available. But this funding, if you have to avail this funding, you need to have some kind of a institutional support, or you need to have some backup so that you enter and are more successful. Then the institutional mechanisms also, if you see, today we are going to talk about Birac, but Birac was one of the oldest, I think, which was started. But as of now, if you see last 10 years, even ICAR and others also have been doing extremely well. And ICR has the technology-based incubation facilities. Nearly 50 of incubation centers have been there. AIDEA now is one of the earliest one who's been most successful, and it has also conducted a lot of UDAN programs in collaboration with Birac also they are doing. And you also have others like Raftar and Niti Aayog's Atal Incubation. All these facilities are available, which are almost helping startups to start their programs and go through. Agri Innovate India Limited also has a little role in this whole game. If you look at the incubation facilities, I think this is under ICAR. We used to have 25, now they have become 50. And almost each discipline wise, if you take an institute, there is an incubation facility, which be telling you how you can make use of these incubation facilities to take forward your ideas. Now, coming to what exactly, very briefly, I'll tell about what Agri Innovate does. So we are kind of a one-stop shop for all agri technologies, we support about 100 odd institutions which are working on various agriculture sectors, and we facilitate strategic collaborations and capacity building. but we also help take forward. If you have want a technology, we help you take forward the technology. You can license from us and you can start your own venture. So our process starts when you want to take a technology. What you do is straight away I'll go here. You can express, go to our website, and you can put your interest, and we do a due diligence. We share with you a terms of trade, and we prepare a legal document. And then once this agreement is signed, undertake a training for you from which you can share the technology. Best thing you have to do is go to our website, which is www.agriinnovate.com, and you go to the sector technology, available technologies. These are all listed institute wise, and you can select which technology you are interested, and you can fill this form. For example, if you are looking at a particular technology, the website gives a little bit brief about the technology. You just press on this expression your interest, then this box opens up, and you fill up your details and submit it to us. It comes to us, and then my business managers take over, get in touch with you, and the whole process can be completed within 15 days, sometimes, or maximum of 1 month. So that's how we operate, and we take care of the whole gambit of agriculture, starting from cereals, crops, vegetables, varieties, nutrient management. Then you have fisheries sector, diagnostic kits, you name it, all the technologies, whatever you want, you can take it from us. So this is one of the programs, which is a large program which we are running. And although we started in 2011, now we've started full-fledged functioning from 2019. And so far we have done about more than 100, 150 technologies have been commercialized. And we also have done some technology commercialization overseas. Now, this is about Agri-Innovate, which you can really make use of if you have some technologies you want, or you want to take up something and enter into this agri space. Now, if you look at Birac's big scheme, it's a grant in aid funding support available for individuals and startups, largely in the field of biotechnology, but they also cater to the needs of the entire agri and allied sectors. And the entire gambit, starting from, say, crop production to fisheries or millets or any sector you are in, diagnostics, anything, by that big scheme you can apply. And it was, you can say that it's one of the largest early stage funding programs in India. And it helps your idea to take forward into a commercial application. So it provides mentoring, access to incubation, supports, and when you have a proof of concept, it takes you up to commercial level. And as has been said, it's almost 50 lakh is what you get funding support for, about valid for a period of 18 months. So you can really make best of this advantage of this. As far as I am concerned, I also would like to mention here that besides this big program, which is especially we are talking today about, I have benefited a lot from Birac because I was at IIHR, as was mentioned by Vijay and Harshita. There we have got a BioNest, and the BioNest program, we got almost 2.5 crores for infrastructure development, and which helped us create a beautiful incubation facility where we could incubate as people, startups having a good idea or taking some technologies from our side. So that way, Birac is one of the best programs to be involved with, and Birac Big is, of course, the best. Now, if you look at their focus areas, they have entire gambit: biomedical, industrial biotechnology, agriculture, drugs, anything, you name it, all these programs are there under Birac. And this is, you can see everywhere, and this is one of the most successful programs, I would say. They have 600,000 plus proposals received, so many startups they have supported, and they are also very beautifully integrating with others. For example, like AIDA NAM, They have an excellent integration and they are helping us, the agricultural sector, as well as taking forward the startups. Having said this, I thought I'll share with you my very personal experiences or people who have made huge success taking these benefits of Birac's program. I'll be giving a couple of examples, maybe 4 or 5 examples, whom I have very well known and they have interacted with us. This is a program, this is a High 7 Agri Biosolutions. These are youngsters, who just finished their graduation. They approached IIHR and they took a technology from us and they became an incubator with us sometime in 2014. And we provided them an on-site incubation facility and they started taking this is their product, vegetable special, banana special. These are crop specific nutrient formulations. So after that, and they became quite successful, they started doing their business. Then recently, about 2 years ago, they applied for this Birac big grant, Sustainable Product Development, Prolonged Release of Pheromones. And believe me, these kids have done so well, and they have utilized this, and they have an excellent their own setup, and they have their own factory. And in agri sector, if one has to say, very successful running startup, this is one such example. This one is Natura Crop Care. Mr. Manoj is an entrepreneur here. He also approached IIHR and took a technology from us called Arca Microbial Consortium, and he incubated with us for a couple of years. See, the incubation program, what we were following there is that the technology is already market ready. It has all regulatory compliances. You take the technology, you start producing on your own. But if you have to start your own setup, you may need some few lakhs. Instead of that, you be an incubator with us on our institute's premises. You will get the space, the equipment, and the production space, and you produce on our campus and sell it through our market till the such time that you establish yourself. So this guy is an excellent example who made the best use of it and became a very successful entrepreneur. Then now he moved on, and you can see these are all his products, almost 36 products he has. And besides this, he also applied for a Birac's big grant for shelf life extension of fruits, vegetables, and flowers for organic productions, an innovative package for delayed ripening. This is his project, which is he successfully completed. If anybody is from Bangalore, they may be knowing him very well because in Dodballapur region, in the industrial area, he has a beautiful setup and he is doing extremely well. And he succeeded as an example of a successful entrepreneur. And this guy has also got Melinda Gates Foundation's Best Horticulture Enterprise Award from Melinda Gates Foundation. He has participated in the cross-country program with Brazil, and he's likely to go to Brazil for exposure and linking with them. All this was possible because he took the advantage of the existing mechanism of institutionalized support that we are providing, and also took advantage of Birac's grant as well. This is another example of one of our own scientist. It is her own technology. She had micropropagation of banana micropropagation technology for what you call disease-free plantlets. And then she approached Birac as she was superannuating, and she got the Birac funding for about 18 months. And as an individual, she had applied. So Birac advised her to have an attached with an incubation facility. So IIHR had an incubation facility where she was with us. And then after 18 months, she moved out and she has her own setup. Here you can see it's about 4 or 5 kilometers from Hesarghatta place. And she's doing extremely well. And she's broken even. And she's one of the very good scientist entrepreneur we can take an example of who's done extremely well. This again, she has taken the Birac's big funding. Then this guy is another example I thought I must share with you. He is, you can see there's Thomas Biotech. That's what his company is called. He is Mr. Pius Thomas, who is a biotechnologist, and he works on papaya micropropagation, which is very difficult because papaya is a very difficult crop to micropropagation facility. And then he approached Birac for this scheme. And what happened was he was with IIHR and he wanted to avail the scheme, but somehow institute did not allow him to be part of that program while he is in service. So he left and he took it on his own. Then Birac asked him to be part of, as an individual, asked him to be part of CCAM, an incubator. But some reason it didn't work out. So he started on his own. He started his own company, Thomas Biotech, and he took the grant on his own, and you can see how beautifully he is established. And I'm telling you, these papayas that he produces are the best I have tasted. And now I see that he's also migrating into others, like he's using for pomegranate, citrus, and he's really taking it forward. So if I have to say, sky is the limit under this kind of programs, especially BIRACs. I'm not exaggerating it because I have examples. I know these people and they are doing extremely well. You can visit some of their websites. You can look at all the four that examples I have given. They're all actually now very successfully doing these programs. And I think this is how one should go forward. And also having explained it to you about various people who are very successful. And I also given you how you can make use of an institution like AgriInnovate or agriculture related topics, and then take some of the technologies from us as well. One point I wanted to highlight is, in this case, natural crop care, what we understood is it's not enough if you have just one technology and you want to do it, but it's better you multiply or have larger group, and then you have your passion, you want to work on something, but you also can have it technologies which are already tested, time tested ones, so your basket becomes big and you can really take advantage of your entrepreneurial capacity and earn a lot more money. So that is all I would like to talk to you about. Thank you for giving me this opportunity. If you have any questions, I can take it. This is my presentation. I'll share it with you, and you can approach us or anything else that I can. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am, for sharing your insights and also a good recipe for a successful agribusiness venture. So now we will go to the next part, that is the Birac BIG guidelines, where I will share a few guidelines and eligibility criteria for under BIG application. As Birac BIG is a flagship program supported by Government of India and Department of Biotechnology, in which Birac has been into this program since last 9 years and handled successfully 17 BIG calls, and currently 18th call is running. So yearly they will be running 2 BIG calls, and so far they have supported around 500 plus startups and also entrepreneurs, individuals, and researchers, etc. So in this BIG scheme, the biotechnology ignition grant, they will be giving 50 lakhs INR rupees for each grantee, each project. So BIG supports these individuals, entrepreneurs, startups from ideation to proof of concept stage, and nurtures the entrepreneurship to enable the transaction of ideas into commercially viable products or technologies. And which startups will be supported under BIG are agriculture and agritech, horticulture, forestry, biotechnology, agriculture biotechnology, industrial biotechnology, veterinary, dairy, post-harvest biotechnology, plant genomics, IoT-based machine learning, bioinformatics in domain of agriculture biotechnology. So along with this, Birac also supports the vaccines and also bioinformatics and waste management, sanitation, clean energy, and drugs, devices, and diagnostics. So we at AIDEA exclusively support agri and allied sector of startups where agriculture, industrial biotechnology, including secondary agriculture, and waste management, aquaculture, dairy, poultry. These all we at AIDEA support these this domain of startups. So what is not supported under Birac is Birac BIG grant is purely a commercialization grant. So which is not applicable for any projects having low element of novelty or else any basic or exploratory research projects, projects involving clinical trials or field trials. And also this is not at all a research fellowship and cannot be supported for any other PhD or academic research. So funding support to BIG grantees is given for a period of 18 months. If you are applicable for this grant, then in 18 months you needed to create a product or else a technology or else a service and release it into the market in a period of 18 months. So for that, this grant is going to be disbursed in 4 installments. Like for first installment, we will be issuing 30% of the grant amount, and second installment 30. So in this case, in 4 installments based on the milestones proposed by the project investigator, we will be releasing the grant amount. So this is a few, I mean, small eligibility criteria here I wanted to just give clarity on. Like if an individual wanted to apply to this grant, then the individual or the applicant should be an Indian citizen. And also that applicant should identify a project leader who will be the primary phase of the project until the grant is given and also until the product is released into the market. So at the application time, the applicants expected to have an incubator letter of intent or else an MOU with any other incubator. As we at AIDEA, we provide an LOI to the applicants priorly for the proposal writing process. Later on, once they get the grant, they can get incubated with us and we will provide all the, I mean, we will facilitate all our services to the project investigator or else the project. Then coming to if an applicant is an employed or employed as in like academic institution or else any research organization. So he or she should submit a no objection certificate from their authorized organization saying that if they get the grant, then they will be allowed to work on this project for 18 months of period and complete this project. So if an applicant is formally employed with any other LLP or else a private organization, then they also need to submit an undertaking that if they get the grant, then they will terminate or resign to that job in which they are currently working and work full time on this project. And if an individual is a promoter shareholder of any other biotech company, like if already existing biotech company, they have shareholding and they are also a founder in that company, then they are not eligible to apply as an individual to this grant, but they can apply as a company which they have already registered. Through that company they can apply as a company but not as an individual. So for applying as a company or else LLP, the company should be registered under Indian Companies Act 1956 or 2013, and the company or LLP should be below 5 years old. Then only it is considered as startup according to Birac norms. And also the shareholding of the company, 50% of the shareholding of the company should be under Indian citizens itself. So the company or the LLP application should be represented by a project leader. That also, like if company has a founder or else a co-founder who is having more than 51% shares and also an Indian citizen, then he can be a project leader for that project. And also the company or LLP should have it in-house R&D facility and should be functional. For some startups, if they don't have an R&D facility also, they might apply to this because they will be choosing a BIG partner. So we at AIDEA, we have a wet lab facilities collaborated with ABF. So you can use that and you can apply this grant. So if an applicant or company in which any promoter shareholder is holding more than 20% of shares, then the co-promoter is not applicable to apply for this grant. They should be having only one company, and in that company they can have 50% of shares. So then they will be applicable for applying this grant. So coming to this royalty clause. From BIJ 16th call onwards, Birac has initiated this royalty clause saying that if BIG grantees have completed their project tune of 18 months and released the product or technology into the market, from which year they will generate the revenue on that product or technology, from that net sales, they need to pay 5% per year back to Birac until it reaches the grant amount for what they have proposed. So if in case there is a termination or foreclosure of your project, then you can just show the bankrupts and also like just show bankrupts and also reasons for the termination. And from that day onwards, you will be not receiving any, next tranches of grant amount. And also you can terminate the agreement then and there itself. Then no need to pay anything back to Birac. But if you generate sales, net sales on that product or technology, from that year onwards, you need to pay 5% per year back. So these are few important details like let's say individual is applying or else a company is applying, then they should clearly identify a project leader who will be an Indian citizen only. And also the basic qualification of the project leader is undergraduation in any discipline. And also there are few selection process steps. These are the 5 selection process steps in which first is eligibility check, second is preliminary screening committee, third is online review, fourth is TEP, and fifth is ESE. So in eligibility check, we will just check up applicants' eligibility requirements, like if they have given supported documents correctly or not. Then in preliminary screening committee, the proposal will be evaluated by 3 different evaluators based on their expertise of the proposal itself. So in that there will be a scrutinizing and also followed by online review. One proposal will be distributed to 5 different subject matter specialists and we will be taking their recommendations. Followed by technical expert panel. In this, the applicant will be having a face-to-face presentation before the technical expert panel will be which will be given by Birac itself. So after that TEP, there will be a scoring. After the scoring is done, they will decide a cutoff for each domain or sector. After the cutoff is done, the grantees, the final selection will be announced by the BIG partner. So as this BIG is a purely online process, you needed to clearly identify a BIG partner through which you can apply this grant and also submit the grant in time, as the deadline for this 18th call is February 15th. So we request all the applicants or else whoever is looking forward for this grant to complete their application process before 15th itself. And if you have any queries or anything, you can just reach out to us. And also for applying this grant, you have to choose a BIG partner and also through the online portal, which is birac.nic.in. I will just post it in the chat box for your convenience. So now the session will be open for Q&A. If anyone have any queries or something regarding this BIG, we are ready to answer. So now I would request if anyone have any queries, please unmute and please ask your queries. If not, you can also put it in the chat box.
Hello. Hello. Hello.
Yes, Mr. Satish.
Yeah, sir. Regarding BIG application, means my experience is in this medical laboratory technology, but my idea is in agriculture. Can I apply?
Satish, you can just ask your query.
Actually, my experience is in medical laboratory technology, madam, MLT.
Okay.
But my idea is in agriculture. Agriculture
Okay.
related. Okay.
Okay.
Can I apply for this grant?
Yes, sir, you can apply for this grant. Only the basic qualification is any graduation in any discipline. So if your
Okay.
idea is in agriculture domain also, you can apply. And we at AIDEA exclusively support agri ideas or proposals. So you can just reach out to us if you have any queries while
Means
writing the proposal.
okay. For the last call, I have taken that LOI. Should I renew that LOI?
Yes,
Hello?
sir. I mean, like if you have a new project title, then you can just share your new project title. If it is the old one, then you can just go with that one only.
Means the old LOI, will it hold for this also?
No, I mean like if your project title is same,
No, project title will differ.
then you have to take a new letter of intent from us. Please share your project title. So we will issue a new letter of intent.
Okay, madam. Thank you. Can I share it on WhatsApp?
You can write a mail to me, sir.
Which mail ID, madam?
I'll just post my mail ID in chat box. So
Okay,
whoever
madam.
are looking forward to apply, please send your project title to us, as it is mandatory that we should issue a letter of intent based upon your project title.
Okay, madam. Thank you, madam.
Yeah, okay.
Hi, good evening. This is Dr. Mandar speaking. Sudha ma'am, thank you for giving us the highlights of all of the grant. Actually, I'm based in Singapore and I've been working in the field of Agritech. And some of the technologies that we've been trying to develop here in Singapore are very much fitted for the Indian agriculture industry.
Okay.
So what we are looking at is basically a new startup coming into the Indian agriculture space and working along with the farmers to develop these solutions. In that respect, do you have any restrictions for a foreign company to come into the space and apply for the grant?
Yes, sir. I mean, BIG only supports the startups who are located at India itself, pan India.
So the startup should be registered in India. Is that what
Yes.
you're saying? Right.
Yes, sir. If you,
So
I mean, like if the startup is not yet registered, you can
Right.
apply as an individual, but that individual also should be an Indian citizen itself.
Definitely, no issues on that
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
But okay, so in that case, the technologies can be got over into the local space. The only restriction being that the startup has to be an Indian registered company.
Yes, sir.
Understand.
If I may add,
Yes, Sudha ma'am.
see, what I see is if you bringing a technology,
Mhm.
most of the time what happens is you need to have a validation in Indian context.
Surely, understand.
So unless it is validated and some support data is available,
Yep.
only then you will be able to take it forward. So
Agreed.
you cannot directly bring it in and take it.
Yeah. To just clarify on that part, ma'am, what we've done is we have basically conducted a few trials around Mumbai and Pune, as well as Hyderabad with a few farmers.
Okay.
So the validation is from Indian farmers because we work closely with a few farmers in India, and that would be taken up in that sense. So,
But I see what happens is, since I worked in IAHR earlier, I have some experience in this.
Sure.
Supposing you want to release a product, you brought a product or some kind of a biopesticide or something which is a pesticide or some growth promoter.
Okay.
What normally I have seen companies do is that, okay, you have done some testing with some farmers, but they would normally come into an institute which is working on that particular crop and give few samples and do a paid up trial. So the
Okay.
institute undertakes the paid up trial
Okay.
on some payment basis and gives you a kind of a certificate saying that whatever you're claiming is achieved.
Sure.
This may take a couple of seasons, but that will give you an authentication for any kind of a registration processes in India.
Sure.
That's what
Understand.
normally happens.
Okay.
But in big grant, I don't know. Like, see, if you already have a product, for just like normally, my understanding is your product is at ideation to commercial scale. But if you're already in a commercial scale level, I'm not sure if you will be eligible for big grant at all.
Yes, that was that. I completely understand. That was my hunch as well.
Yeah.
So just to give you a clarity on that one, this particular product is actually based more suitable for the urban farmers, urban indoor vertical farming systems,
Okay.
which is again a light-based solution.
Okay.
So we are, I won't say the product is at proof of value or proof of at a commercialization stage, but I would say the product is at the proof of concept stage,
Oh, okay.
where the validation has been done with a few urban farmers in India. Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I'll get in touch with Harshida and Sudha ma'am, you as well,
Sir.
Yeah, please.
for more details.
You can write to us.
Yes, sir, please.
The reason being because I'm actually a student from MPKV Rauri.
Okay, okay.
Been worked with the ICR project as well. So definitely I'll connect with you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Okay. So any more queries? Please unmute yourself and you can just ask if anyone is having any query regarding this grant. So as we don't have any queries coming up, ma'am, so we will just conclude this webinar for today. And thank you for sharing your experiences and also insights. And we would like to thank each and everyone who attended this webinar and make this session successful. And we can conclude here, sir. From here onwards, if you have any queries or anything, you can directly reach out to us and visit our website. We are also conducting a series of webinars regarding this BIG grant and how to write a proposal.
Hello.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Madam,
yes.
can I get Madam Sudha Madam's email ID?
Yeah, I'll give it to you here.
Yes, ma'am. Please
ma'am.
post
I'm
it in the
Satish,
chat box.
Satish, okay.
Or else you can just post it in the chat box to everyone, ma'am.
Ma'am, please kindly do it, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you very much.
Yeah, ceo@agrinovate.co.in. You can send it.
Yes, ma'am. Got it, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah. Thank you.
So, yeah,
Very
thank
nice.
you, ma'am.
I
Thanks a
enjoyed
lot.
talking to all of you. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, Vijay, sir. So we will just end the meeting here.
Yeah.